So I'm Renzo del Castillo. I wrote a poetry book that has won some awards. It's been #1 bestseller in a number of categories in Amazon. Shameless plug. And I wanted to share some poems from this book with you guys today. Is that all right? The first one is called A Song to Victory. Falling in love with you is falling in love in Spanish. It's to remember the sun's warmth and the embrace of my native land. It is to taste the flavor of pisco and brandy, of the grape and the agave. Falling in love with you is to flesh out the impossible. It is to ask God to stop the moon and to make tonight the eternal companion of your beauty. It is to pray and receive an answer. Falling in love with you is to seduce passion. It is to drink in the movement of your hips, sensual and caramelized. It is to be reborn in the light of your eyes when you laugh, and to sacrifice myself before your kiss. Falling in love with you is to dance with my luck. It is to swim in the ocean of your chaos and to rejoice in the disorder. It is to free my soul's smile from its prejudices before the smell of your hair. Falling in love with you is the privilege of hope. It is to lay down on your eyelashes in order to delight your tears. It is to sow a garden of dreams and sunflowers and to gift you bouquets. Falling in love with you is to begin to love myself. It is to build a home in the space between your collarbone and your bosom. It is to write a poem in the Caribbean so you know how I feel. So I'm gonna read one that I've been working on recently. I have a good friend of mine here, Scott Raven. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. But we started a poetry in film podcast. We're both poets, we love film. And it's interesting to see how they play off. So when we look at these, we do a podcast and then we each write a poem based on what we saw. The other day we saw Endless Poetry by Jodorowsky. So this is what I came up with. A dream I once had with stars for eyes plants the sky and the earth. Fire blooms and is knitted into sweaters for the cold breath of her sighs. She cries verses into rivers where truth drowns among the remains of trips I took from my unborn children with withered, skeletal hands. Drawing magic from textbooks filled with the smell of fresh-baked ideas, a plan is hatched and slithers back inside castles in the clouds of cotton candy and sulfur. And the rain drips and trips and knocks your eye out of its joint checking account. Harlequin quilt, patchwork mischief, fluid interpretation of electric pomegranate seeds. The end-to-end endless poetry fills my ears with mascarpone promises delivered in earnest jest, and the butterflies still blame the love bugs for their shame.